What's going on, guys? Welcome to a map showcase called Shigo Islands. I thought I'd show this to you today because I have been on the hunt for the next map that we're going to be using on my server post-wipe. So I thought I would hop on here. The Anunnaki Genesis mod is still installed in my single-player world, but my single-player world was wiped. I did tell you guys that a little while ago if you were keeping up to date on my regular Ark series. So the reason why I really was appealed to this map was just kind of the beauty of what this guy has going. So as you can tell right here, this is kind of like a dodo shrine, it almost seems like. He's got this giant bridge that you can actually use that goes from, I believe it's pretty much one island to the other. And then you have these massive low walls that go down there, which is just a natural barrier. It's just probably one of the coolest maps that I've seen so far. I thought I would check it out with you guys to see if we can find any flaws against the map. And there's also another small map that I wanted to check out that's like 7% complete or something that also looked incredibly cool. I'm not sure what this is. This might... Oh. This is really cool. So this is actually one of the obelisks. And they call them rune stones, which is really freaking awesome. I really like how they did this. And it's got that really epic music playing whenever you walk up to it. That's amazing. Honestly, didn't see that coming whatsoever. So this is just one of the many things throughout all of the different islands. It is a rather large map, for sure. Definitely a large map. It's going to be difficult to figure out kind of if this map is really worth playing on when it comes to... Is that a fire drake right there? That is a fire drake right there. That's pretty cool. But it's gonna take a little while to figure out if the map is like worth having a PvP server on, because again, we don't want to have a repeat of Valhalla. The problem with Valhalla was it was just way too big. There was too many hills, too many different places you could build, and it just led to nobody raiding each other. And if we can't get a high population on the server, usually on Purge Day we have about 20. If we can't get a higher population than 20 on a new map, then we probably won't do a rather large map. But I thought I would still check it out today, just out of pure curiosity. There's a lot of cool caves and a lot of cool different entrances that there is scattered around the map that I'm going to try to look for. And if I can find them, I will return and show you guys. As I'm flying around, I'm realizing that a lot of these islands have a crazy amount of tree cover and materials that you can get. He's got these icebergs out here, so if we fly straight up, you're going to see just the intense amount of tree coverage that there are on these islands. So you look here, this is literally just trees. You look there, that's all trees. You go over here, I haven't actually investigated this yet, but I do now see this lake. There are several little like cave entrances that are like man-made kind of statue structures. I'm trying to find them, and I've looked through the discussion page on the mod, and I haven't found them quite yet, but I'm still trying to. It seems like one of them is an entrance from the water, but I still just haven't seen it yet. It's such a large map, but at the same time, it is not that big. I can see from one side to the other. That's the best part about it so far. It's like that's the edge, and that's the edge. So it might not be too big. You could easily run a few T-Rexes from one side to the other. The problem would be is the bridges for getting them from one side to the other. Since it is called Shigo Islands, there is a lot of islands, and there's a lot of places that you're going to have to cross land dino. So I feel like it might just turn into a whole nother Valhalla sequence where everybody's just on their flying mounts with Quetzals, and it just kind of gets boring that way. As you fly around the map, you actually start to appreciate kind of what this guy did and what he is doing. It is 80% complete. There's still 20% that he needs to be done. It's just kind of a small chunk of the map. It's nothing really crazy. But I do like how he did the snow-capped mountains on every single mountain. It just kind of makes sense. Unlike how the original Islands map in Ark is kind of set to the point where there's a couple snow mountains and snow biomes. But this one purely designates the tops of mountains to fit like an altitude standard of not having like grass on top of a mountain, which is really awesome. I like how that's a nice little touch to it. Everybody can kind of have their own little piece of the snow, and everybody else can you know, figure out where else they want to be. So you can build down here, have a little bit of snow by your base, be able to get your mammoths, your Argentavises, and their T-Rexes to spawn up there very, very commonly. And you don't have to succumb to all the millions of bases that just sit around the snow biome. You can actually have your own little snow biome to yourself. That's a kind of cool bonus. As I fly around as well, more and more I see that's not going to make this worthy of a PvP map. So you see all these little chunks along the side of this cliffside. If this just went straight down into water, I wouldn't have said anything. But no, there are these little chunks everywhere. So just imagine trying to get a T-Rex to that. I guess you could figure out your own little thing. You could just have a little water base right there, but rating standards, it would be quite annoying to try to find people's bases on these cliffsides. You'd have to circle the whole outskirts of the map, and I just don't think it's really a great choice for a PvP map. But nonetheless, we're still going to fly around, and as I fly around, I will look for some stuff. And if I can't find anything, I will be overlaying it over at the end of the video just to show you guys what the different things on the map are, in case you're interested in maybe doing this for your single player world, or you have a PvE server in mind that is looking for a map. But this is definitely a worthy contender for PvE. I wouldn't say it's very PvP worthy. All right, so I found one of the caves that's on the snow mountain. I have no idea what's inside here whatsoever. I am in infinite stats mode, so I can die, but if there's anything mean in here, we'll figure it out. So I think this just might be like a really cool internal cave that leads kind of into the volcano. I'm loading it in right now. That's why it's frozen. Oh, loading a lot of stuff in. Holy crap. We good? So this is pretty much Mordor. This is 1,000,000% Mordor. If you guys remember the last episode or the last movie of The Lord of the Rings, pretty much this is where Smeagol fell in with the ring. Oh, no spoilers. Well, it's been fucking 10 years, so deal with it. But this is pretty much Mordor. This is really awesome. I love this addition to the game. It's just kind of, like I said, it just kind of screams PvE to me. I would never see, like, anybody ever going down into this to find crystal. Like, you can see all these crystal little things around there. I don't think anybody's ever going to go in this to find crystal whatsoever. You'd pretty much just kind of have a death sentence. But at the same time, I would love to see somebody build some kind of platform base over this or something just to make something really cool. But this is just one of the many things. This guy loves his dodos, which I hate him for, because every single little statue thing that he has stupid dodos on it that deserve to die. Sorry, I don't like dodos. But we're going to spring on around and see if we can't find one other thing that's on the map just to show you guys. Just some more cool little stuff in this little area. It's kind of its own little setback thing. There's a nice little crevasse right there. So I'm going to be overlaying on your screen other stuff that is on the map. Really cool stuff. Some of these like crystal caves filled with spiders, these other lava areas, as well as this like kind of shrine looking thing. The map is really cool, and I'm looking forward to him finishing it. Just thought, again, I'd showcase it for you guys. There's another map that I'm going to check out just about in a minute. It's called Hysteria, and it is only 7% complete, but from that 7%, it does look really awesome. And it's good to give my opinions on an early version of a new map, because that way people, or maybe the developers of the map, will actually watch the video, take my opinions into effect, and then change some stuff and make it a little cooler, or maybe cater it towards PvP versus PvE, depending on what he already has in store for us. So I'm going to hop onto that map right now. This was pretty cool. This was ShigoIslands, or ShigoIslands. You can find the link in the description down below. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second map in the showcase. I'm getting crazy good FPS because the game, or the map, isn't completed yet. So I thought I'd fly around this map. This is a much smaller chunk of map. If I actually pull out my map, you guys can see that. See this bottom left corner right there? That is everything that is completed. That is everything that has trees. That is everything that has dinosaurs. That is everything. I don't even know if it has dinosaurs yet. I don't think it does have dinosaurs yet. The water isn't in the rivers yet. But I thought I'd check it out because I like the direction that he's heading. It's a pretty small map, which it seems like it's going to be small. So it seems like it would be more my style. Again, I prefer the smaller maps. It's a lot easier to get from point A to point B without having to spend an hour of your time to get from point A to point B. So again, I like what he added, what he's doing with this map. A lot of it's flat. A lot of it has like these little kind of spots that look very natural, but at the same time look like you could build something really cool on them. So you come over here and there's kind of like not really a cave, but it's kind of just like a crevice filled with metal. Pretty awesome. I guess one could come in here, get a ton of metal, and come out and smelt it. Maybe build a smelting base right outside, have that stuff respawn like crazy. Again, like I said, there's this rock over here that looks like the rock from Lion King. It's got this nice huge lake with a river that leads to another lake, which leads to a cliffside, which would also be really cool for a base. And here's the Lion King rock that would also be cool for a base. So everything that he's really done. Okay, so there is some dinosaurs. I guess I'm probably just in an area where it wasn't fully completed yet, but at least pieces of it were. But he's doing, he or she, I'm not exactly sure, doing a very good job. Everything that I see with this map, there's a lot of little things. Like I said, you can go underneath here. There's like a little arch. There's like a whole bunch of other things around the area. It's like a pretty much a walkway that goes up on top of the arch. And I like the direction that he or she is currently heading with the map, and I'm looking forward to seeing more updates on it. That's an outdoor snake. Oh my lord, an outdoor snake. So most of this is built around, it seems like river to lake, river to lake, river to lake, river to lake, which is really cool. My favorite thing is probably going to be with this map is just the little things and the little spots that you can build different items. As you can tell, it's not that big of a map. I can see that that mountain is the other side. That's pretty good that you can see the other side of the map. So you see this large lake here with 2 rocks in the middle, easily be able to build some bases on top of those. Here's the swamp biome. Plenty of metal readily available around the swamp biome. Everything's kind of close together. Everything's really easy to find. He is adding ancient ruins, and I believe there was a discussion of him actually adding a redwood biome to the map. So that being said, that's really cool because I'm looking forward to actually being able to use the tree platforms on different like modded servers and stuff. But right now, most people are playing center map, which doesn't have a redwood biome, which I assume is going to be added to it eventually, since now it is an officially supported map. But he does plan on actually adding a redwood biome to this map itself. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to actually maybe using this map in the future. This is probably, I'd say, give it like a 3-month time for him to finish it. It seems like he's relatively active on his own discussion page. Again, you can find this one in the description. It is called Hysteria. Just flying over here now to the coolest part of the map, which is kind of similar to the center in the center map, but not really. It's got its own little touch to it. So this is kind of like his showcase area, like image-wise, for his like page. As you can see, it's got these 3 huge, massive, overarching arches into this very plateau-y, so this plateau, and then this natural walkway that leads out. He's got this nice little flowing, awesome-looking waterfall. There also should be a cave in here. I don't know if it's in here somewhere or if it's elsewhere. Not completely certain. No, it's not here. I'm not sure where the cave is, but the cave has some ancient ruins inside of it. And again, still work in progress. 7% completed. He said this is 7%. 7% completed, and this is what you guys see. So that's pretty awesome. I hope that he adds... One thing that I wish map developers would do on this game is that a golden T-Rex? That's pretty dope. I wish that they wouldn't have unique areas, if that makes sense. I wish he would take this, copy and paste it on the other side of the map as well. This area, this little chunk of map. I wish he would put this on the other side of the map. That way, I remember, again, I'm going to go back to talking about Valhalla, because Valhalla is a modded map. Go back to Valhalla, there was that one cave underneath the waterfall that pretty much everybody wanted to live in. So when one person took it over, everybody was forced to not live in that said cave. So when you do something like that, it does. On top of that, it also was a strategical location for something like a PvP server. So when you do something like that and you take that and somebody moves in before you, then you're kind of in a screwy position where this person has a strategical advantage that is unfair and nobody else can get this strategical advantage. So if you take something like this, which could be pretty strategical if you had some like watchtowers on top of those top arches or something, put it somewhere else on the map, then I believe that you could easily have two large bases, two large factions or groups of people that would be able to build underneath this on top of this and just put it somewhere else. And then another group of people could go and claim that one just to make it so it's fair and there's no one team that has the most strategical location on the entire map. So that's what I wish I saw more in a lot of the map development. Like I said, I saw that a lot in Valhalla with the caves. Like, we took over a cave that was very unique. Another group took over a cave that was very unique, and it just kind of ruined it. A lot of people were just sitting in their own caves. Everybody that had the really good locations were never getting raided. The people that had bad locations, got all the good ones were taken, were kind of getting screwed over as well. So these are all the unfinished areas, which kind of look like sand dunes, and I wish he would keep some kind of mountains like this. Mainly because it reminds me a lot of Hurt World, and I really did like Hurt World, but I already did everything there was to do in Hurt World. That's why I can't play that game anymore. So you look out, and you can see what he plans on doing. That looks like it's going to be the volcano. Maybe he can adopt something from the ShigoIslands map and actually do snow-capped mountains on everything. Seems like he already is kind of in the route of doing that. And I'm liking how this map has mostly land. It's not water. It's not islands. You could easily get from one side to the map to the other. The mountains aren't that steep. There's a lot of like man-made walkways already that I'm seeing. You guys saw one that led down inside that little cavern. And then you see this one that goes straight up this mountain into the snow biome. I like the direction that this map is going, and it actually does scream a PvP map. It does. There's a lot of good locations. Again, easy to transport large dinosaurs from one side to the other. It doesn't seem like you're going to have to fly that much. Flying, obviously, being faster, but you're going to eventually want to get your gigas and bring them to the other side of the map. That being said, we're still in cahoots and discussion with what the wipe time is going to be on my multiplayer purge server. A lot of people have been waiting for wipe more than I have. I personally don't care to wipe, but most people are saying that they do want to see a wipe come along. And now I'm passing out. A lot of people are saying that they do want to see a wipe come along to get new players into the server, get everybody a fresh start, and that's why I'm looking at these maps for the next wipe. This one obviously won't be finished, but if you guys know any maps that you'd like me to cover, go ahead and put them in the description or in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next map showcase. Adios.